New faces at Capitol Hill. The 113th Congress was sworn in today, but on its agenda, some of the same old problems. And as Channel 4's Scott Johnson explains, opinions are split among local politicians on whether this new Congress will be more successful.
Yeah, I'm hearing some say that the Congress is less partisan than it once was and will work together better. Others are saying Congress is not doing a thing about dealing with spending. They dealt with that whole fiscal cliff, but they say that's just a small part of an overwhelming problem. They're new, but their problems are not. Almost 100 members of the new Congress are being sworn in to deal with a number of fiscal issues. Florida Republican Party Chair Lenny Curry says while it appears Congress solved the cliff of a problem this week, there are a lot more issues facing Washington lawmakers.
We did not fix the big problems of this country. And all we heard leading up to this was, what was all the circus leading up to this? Oh, the fiscal cliff, the world's going to fall apart. We didn't fix our spending problem.
Curry says while some middle-class tax cuts remained in place, Congress hasn't done nearly enough to curb spending.
I mean, at some point, over $16 trillion in debt. It's up 60% since '09. At some point, the ability to borrow money is going to just dry up.
But former state senator and now policy director for the city of Jacksonville, Tony Hill, feels quite confident this new Congress is more likely to solve some of our nation's debt problems than its predecessor.
We sometimes say kicking the can down the road, but I think with the new Congress, they're going to come in with a sense of urgency.
The first big task for the new Congress is dealing with whether or not to raise the debt ceiling, meaning the limit the federal government can borrow. If that doesn't happen, it's very possible federal employees won't get their paychecks. Hill feels the new Congress should be able to deal with this because he feels there's less hyper-partisanship in Washington now.
And I think this Congress that we elected this time in 2012 are willing to work, willing to roll up their sleeves and go across the aisle and talk to each other.
So the debt ceiling is the next big thing to deal with in Congress, should be looked at here in the next few weeks. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner said he could do some accounting tricks to extend the debt ceiling past the first of the year for a few weeks, possibly a few months. But if Congress doesn't do anything, he warned Congress in those whole fiscal cliff talks that if they did nothing, that federal employees would not get a paycheck. So the clock is ticking on debt ceiling. We're live tonight. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.